Hey everyone, my name is Gaby and welcome to Core 30. For today's workout, all we're going to need is our mat, a water bottle, and a great attitude. So let's get right into this warm-up. We're going to start off by just rolling our neck out here, trying to relieve ourselves of any possible strain we may have that we're putting onto our necks throughout the day. This can be from looking at our phones, our computers, doing work at our desk. Anything really can cause extra strain on our neck that's unnecessary. We're trying to relieve that right now so that we're not putting any extra strain throughout the time. Staying here, rotating around a different direction if you haven't already done so, really focusing on the points of our neck that are the most troublesome to you. So if you really feel the most intense stretch while you're going more downward, stay here, focus a little bit more time on that. We got about 15 more seconds here, so really take this time to relax and get yourself in the right mindset for this 30-minute core exercise. In 3, 2, and 1. Now let's start just doing some small arm circles forward, starting to get the shoulders into the mix here, really starting to wake up our upper body and getting it ready for the core workout we're about to endure. And in 3, 2, 1, starting to make that circle a little bit larger now, slowly increasing the size. You can be stepping it out as you're doing this if you want, starting to wake up the legs just as much as we are the arms here. Really getting our shoulders rolled out and comfortable for anything we might be doing on that upper body. And reversing it now, doing some small arm circles backwards, doing the same motion, just the opposite direction now. Slowly increasing the size to make it larger. Still stepping it out from side to side, waking up that body, waking up the arms here. Making sure we're getting large circles in now. If it's a little uncomfortable doing both arms at the same time, that's totally okay. We can do one at a time. And switching sides here as well, if we did it one at a time. And in 3, 2, and 1. Next, we're gonna go into a marching twist. So I want your hands near your head here and just gonna bring that knee up into our elbow. Really starting to engage the core here now. First time we're waking up that core in this warm-up. Our shoulders and our arms may be a little tired from our arm circles, but we're gonna keep pushing it through in this warm-up here. Starting to try to get the elbow to the knee. It is our goal, but it's okay if it doesn't reach all the way. I'd rather you not reach and keep everything nice and straight. Posture up and not pulling down our neck any more than we already have. We have about 10 more seconds here, so trying to engage the core and not add extra strain on our neck. Notice our hands are by our heads, not on our heads. And in 3, 2, and 1. Shake out those arms for just a second, and we're gonna go into a standing side crunch here. So having our hands up in the air, pulling it down as we pull our leg up, just like this. We're crunching to the side. We're feeling it in our obliques and in our shoulders as we pull down. You can either do the pull down method or the side crunch method. It's up to you. I prefer the pull down method, so I'm gonna continue with that way, but you can do the other one if you'd like. Staying here, really working on those obliques, really engaging the core here, starting to wake up the entire body here. We got 20 more seconds. Keep at it. Keep contracting those obliques, the side of your core. We got about 10 more seconds here, and then we're gonna move it all along to the mat into our inchworm. And in 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Shake out those arms, shake out those legs, and let's walk it over to our mats. We're gonna be going into our inchworm here, so I want you to hinge at your hips and just walk it out into our plank, making sure our plank position's nice and straight, and then we were walking it back up. Staying with this pattern the entire time here. Into our plank and walking it back up. We got about 35 more seconds here. Really waking up our shoulders, putting some pressure on them now as we're in that plank. And of course, engaging the core the entire time. Making sure it's engaged in this plank. Our glutes are not up in the air or down on the floor. Everything's nice and straight. We got about 12 more seconds here. So keep at it, get a few more reps into this last set of this warm-up. And in 3, 2, and 1, stand it up. That's it for this warm-up. So shake it out, go grab some water, and I'm gonna explain our very first set. We're gonna be down on our mats here, so find a comfortable spot on it. And we're gonna be doing what I like to call windshield wipers. So laying on our backs, we're gonna have our feet up in the air, either straight or having our legs bent like this. And we're just gonna rotate it from one side to the other, really contracting the core here as we are moving it slowly from side to side, seeing it with full legs, just like that, pretending like our legs are windshield wipers, going from side to side. Afterwards, we're gonna stay in the same position and we're just gonna do regular leg lifts, looking like this, legs up in the sky, lowering it down, and then bringing it back up, making sure our lower back is always fully connected to the floor, and then coming straight back up. That's it. Those 2 exercises, super simple, and we're gonna be doing them 3 times through. 35 seconds of work with a 15-second rest in between. So let me start our timer and we can get started. And we're getting started in about 10 seconds, so let's get ready for those windshield wipers in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm gonna start off with my legs straight and see how I feel about it, making sure that that body is connected to the floor as long as we can, making sure that lower back is connected as we're up, and we're feeling that in our lower core as we're lowering it from side to side here as we're wiping the windshield clean. We got about 15 more seconds here. It's a little bit harder if you want with the straight legs. If you want to make it a little bit easier, bend the legs. And if you want to make it even harder, you can have the legs straight and lift that head off the floor. And in 3, 2, and 1. Relax, catch your breath, give that core a nice stretch if you need it. We're getting ready for our leg lifts in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Having our legs up in the sky, lowering it down slowly, and then lifting it right back up. Continuing with this pattern here, making sure we're fighting against gravity. We're not using momentum to bring our legs up or down. We're really using our core muscles and engaging them the entire time. If you want to make it a little bit easier, we can do one leg at a time here, really focusing on the single leg here, or doing both legs at the same time. It's up to you. And in 3, 2, and 1, relax. That's our first set, everyone. We got to do that 2 more times, and then we get a water break. So let's get ready for our windshield in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Going from side to side, either with a bent leg or the straight leg. If you want to add even more difficulty, you can put something in between your legs, any sort of resistance. It could be your water bottle, it could be a pillow, really anything, and it'll add a little bit extra weight, a little bit extra difficulty within this move. We got 15 more seconds here, so keep at it, rotating from side to side, making sure the core is engaged the entire time, keeping that back on the floor as much as possible. And in 3, 2, and 1, relax, dropping it down. Catching your breath, making sure we're giving our core a little bit of a rest here, but we're getting started, getting ready for our leg lifts in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Lifting it up and bringing it down just as slow, making sure we're taking every second, every muscle to contract that we lower it down and lift them up. Making sure we're breathing, we're not holding our breaths. People have a tendency of holding their breaths during core exercises, so I really want you to make sure that everything's nice and straight and we're breathing throughout the workout. We got less than 10 seconds left. Keep going, keep at it. And in 3, 2, and 1, drop it down. That's our second round. Congratulations, we're almost done with this lower core set, and we're gonna be getting off. We're starting again in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. It's the last time. Keep pushing it, making sure that we have our legs a good distance away from us as we're rotating it from side to side, having our hands near our glutes to give us a little extra stability if you need it as we rotate from side to side here, like we're cleaning the windshield of our car with our legs. We're using our core as stability and contracting and engaging it the entire time. We got less than 10 seconds. Keep at it. Keep going. You can do it. And in 3, 2, and 1. Relax. We're not doing those again, so put those out of memory. We're done with them. We're doing our leg lifts for the last time, and then we got a water break, so let's give it all we have right here. We're getting started in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Raising them up and lowering it down slowly, and then raising it back up just as slow, making sure that lower back is always connected to the floor. If you need to keep your legs a little bit higher to keep that back connected, that's totally okay. I'd rather have you have good form than sacrifice form to get a lower leg lift. Form is always better, so always prefer form than lower range. And in 3, 2, and 1, drop it down. Relax. That's it for our first round. It was a tough lower core section of our set. Let's go grab a drink of water and we can come back to do our next set. Okay, everyone, we're getting right into our next set. We're gonna first start off in a reverse plank position. If you're unfamiliar with what that is, it looks something like this. We're gonna be basically just up here in our reverse plank position, trying to make sure everything's nice and straight as possible. And we're gonna do into a reverse plank, into a crunch. So just bringing that knee up, close to your face, contracting the core here as we lift it up, just like this. That's our first move. And then our second move, we're gonna just lay it down just a little bit onto our elbows, and we're gonna bicycle pulse it out, just like this. If you wanna add a little bit more difficulty, that's fine. Lowering it down onto it and going into a full bicycle. That's our first round, just 2 exercises again. Same format as we did our first round, going through it 3 times with the 35 seconds of work and 15-second rest. Let me start our timer and we can get right started. We're starting in about 10 seconds with our reverse plank to crunch. Getting ready, making sure our fingertips are facing our toes, and we're getting started in 3, 2, 1. Lifting it up and going into our crunch here. Bringing that knee as close to our face as we can without hitting ourselves. Be careful of that. And really engaging and contracting the core with each raise. If you want to add a little bit extra difficulty, you can take the opposite hand off and tap the knee. That will add a little bit more difficulty with the balancing part. But you can stay here if you need more stability. We got about 5 more seconds. Keep at it. And in 3, 2, and 1, drop it down. Shake out those shoulders, shake out that upper body, that back. We're getting ready for our bicycles. Either just pulsing the legs or with the upper body as well. It's up to you, but we're getting started in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Dropping it down onto our elbows. If we're just doing the legs, just like this, bicycling our legs in and out, or dropping it down and going into the full bicycle. Making sure if we're doing this full bicycle, we're not putting any extra tension in our neck. We're just having our hands here for comfort. And we're trying to reach that goal of elbow to knee. But remember, it's a goal. It doesn't need to be reached to get the right contraction. We got about 5 more seconds here. And in 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Relax. That's our first round done. We got 2 more to go. Let's catch our breath, grab some water if you need it. We're getting started. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Raising it up into our reverse plank, and we're crunching our legs in, either with the toe, with the touch, or without it. It's up to you, but staying consistent throughout, really wanting to push ourselves, getting that contraction in our core each time. We got 15 more seconds to go. Keep at it, keep working. You can do it, let's go. We got 10 seconds. Pushing it into our chest, our knees into our chest, contracting the core. And in 3, 2, and 1, dropping it down, shaking out those arms and that back, getting ready for our bicycles in just a second. And in 3, 2, and 1, going into our bicycles here, really trying to get that elbow to knee if you're all the way down, or if you're up on your elbows, focusing on engaging the core the entire time, really pulsing the legs in and out. If you're on your elbows, making sure that your shoulders aren't up in your ears like this. You want to stand nice and tall and making sure the focus is in the core. We got 10 more seconds. Keep pushing it. Keep going. And in 3, 2, and 1, relax. That's our second round done. They're going by so fast. We got 1 more round to go, and then we get a longer break. So let's give it all we have in this last round. We're not doing these moves again anymore after this time, so give it all you got. We're getting started in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Lifting it up and crunching it in, getting that knee all the way up into our chest as we contract and engage the core the entire time. Lifting those hips as high as you can, making sure we're breathing in and out throughout the entire round. And in 3, 2, and 1, dropping it down, relaxing, shaking it out, stretching it out. Right before we get into this last exercise of this set, our bicycles. Let's get started in 3, 2, and 1, bicycling it, going either on our backs or on our shoulders, really focusing on the core here as we pump our legs in and out, and as we twist our core, engaging the core the entire time, making sure we're breathing it in and out, not holding our breaths, and not putting any unnecessary strain on our necks as this move may have done before. And we got about 5 more seconds. Keep pushing. And in 3, 2, and 1, dropping it down. Congratulations, everyone. That was our second set. Go grab some water. I'm gonna grab my water, and then we can get on to our next set. Okay, everyone, we're getting on to our final set here, and it's going to be a plank set. So get those shoulders ready, get that upper body ready for our planks, as well, of course, as our core. Our first one is going to be a simple plank move. We're going to be in our planks, our elbows and wrist and shoulders all in line here, and we're just going to tap the opposite shoulder, just continuing like this, lifting one hand and tapping that opposite shoulder, keeping our core as stable as possible the entire time. Then we're gonna go into a move I like to call Breakdancers. So we're gonna be here on our hands like in a plank position before, and we're gonna do almost like a mountain climber. So we're gonna add that knee into our opposite elbow, aiming it for that direction, lifting that hand off the floor, and then touching the toe, just like that. And doing the same thing on the other side, just like this. Twisting the core each time, almost like if you're kicking out to the opposite side. It's that simple. We have those 2 moves. We're gonna do it the same as the other rounds, repeating them 3 times with 35 seconds of work with a 15-second rest in between. Let me start our timer and we can get started. We're getting started with our plank taps in about 10 seconds. Getting ready, getting that upper body ready for these planks. In 3, 2, and 1. Standing it up in our plank and tapping it out. Making sure our core is staying as centered as possible. I don't want you to rotate your hips. Just keeping it nice and straight here. Pretending as if there's a glass of water on your back and you don't want to spill a drop of it. That stable is how I want your core to be as you lift and tap the opposite shoulder. We got 10 more seconds here. Keep pushing it through. Keep going. Holding that core, engaging it the entire time. And in 3, 2, and 1. Dropping it down. Relaxing. Giving your shoulders a quick stretch if you need it, because we're going to be on them for the rest of this round, getting them prepared. Getting ready for our breakdancers in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Here in our breakdancers, we're doing the opposite as we did in the last one. I want you to twist your hips and kick your foot out, just like this. Twisting your hips here, making sure we're getting that foot out, working the obliques as we twist from side to side. We have about 15 more seconds. Keep going, keep working. 10 more seconds. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping it down, relaxing. That's our first round. We got 2 more to go. So catch your breath, grab some water if you need it, but we're gonna keep going. In about 5 more seconds. And in 3, 2, and 1. Lifting it up, getting ready for our shoulder taps. Tapping it from side to side here. Making sure we're not dropping any of that water that's on our back here. Keeping the core super stable and engaged. We got about 15 more seconds, so keep pushing it through. Keep going. Making sure we're breathing in and out, not holding our breaths at any point. And in 3, 2, and 1. Dropping it down, relax. Stretch out those shoulders if you need it. We're going on to our breakdancers again. Doing the opposite of we're doing in our last exercise here. This one, I want you to twist your hips so you get that nice contraction in your obliques. But let's get started in 3, 2, and 1. Twisting it each side, kicking it out as if you're breakdancing here on your mat, going from side to side. We got about 20 more seconds here. Keep pushing, going at a faster pace if you feel up to it, pushing your limits, setting those goals and making them. We got 10 more seconds. Keep pushing. And in 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Dropping it down. That was our second round. We got 1 more round to go. So really catch your breath. We're getting ready for those shoulder taps in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Up on our shoulders here. Tapping it out. Keeping our core nice and engaged and stable. Not rotating it in this part. We got about 20 more seconds. It's the last time we're doing this exercise, so give it all you have right here. Leave it all on the mat. Push yourself, and let's do it for 15 more seconds now. Keep going. You guys can do this. We're doing this together. Let's go. And in 3, 2, and 1. Dropping it down. Really stretching out those shoulders now. I know they might be feeling it from being on them for so long. We got 1 more to go, and then we get a break. So let's get going. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Our break dancers, the last time. Giving it all you have here. Going as fast as you can with good form. Twisting from side to side here. We got about 20 more seconds. Keep going. You can do it for 20 more seconds. We're pushing, we're doing this together. Let's go. 10 more seconds now. We can do it. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping it down. Going into a quick child's pose if you need that extra stretch. Bringing it up, go grabbing some water. I'm gonna grab mine, and then we have one last quick burnout round. Then we're gonna cool down. Okay everyone, for our last burnout round, we're just gonna hold the plank for a minute here. I know we were doing planks for a long time, but that's why we're burning it out here. It's the last exercise of this whole workout, so we're gonna do it together and we're gonna get through it. One plank hold for a minute in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Planking, holding it out for this last minute, and then we get to cool down. Making sure that our shoulders, elbows, and wrists are all in line, either on our hands or on our elbows. It's up to you, whatever's most comfortable. I prefer to be on my hands, but that's really up to you. We got about 40 more seconds here, so really pushing through, engaging the core the entire time. Making sure we're breathing. We have a tendency of holding our breaths during core exercises, so really try to fight against that. Breathing in and out, making sure that our core is engaged, but we're not holding our breaths. We got 20 more seconds. Keep pushing it. Keep going. We can do this. Going down to our knees if we need to, but keep pushing ourselves, setting our goals and making them. We got about 5 more seconds. And in 3, 2, and 1. Dropping it down, transitioning into a child's pose here. Really stretching out those shoulders and that back here. Breathing it in and out. One more time, breathing it in and out. Now, grabbing a quick drink of water if you need it, but we're gonna start our cool down. Coming from here, going into a downward dog, really stretching out our upper back and our shoulders, pushing those palms into the floor, and walking it out, working out those calves that they might have had any strain from previously. And from here, I want to go into a upward dog. So transitioning into an upward dog here, really making sure that our shoulders are away from our ears and we're pushing down against the floor. Really elongating the core here, stretching it out. Breathing it in and out. One more time, in and out. Curling the feet under you and going into a child's pose one last time. Opening our legs apart to deepen the stretch. Really pushing our palms into the floor to open up that back and those shoulders. Breathing it in and out. Standing it up here, sitting it down. Crossing our legs over one another and twisting out our back. Especially in those C-seated positions, we could put extra strain on our backs here, so really trying to stretch it out here. Trying to rotate our back as much as possible. Pushing up against that leg. Breathing it in and out. One more time, breathing it in and out. Now switching sides, twisting, seating it the opposite way, twisting the opposite way as well. Turning that back out, making sure we have an even stretch on both sides here. Really pushing up against that leg to get the most twisted motion you can in that back. Breathing it in and out. One more time, in and out. Standing it up here, going into a sumo squat position. Feet spread farther than shoulders distance apart. facing outward. Squatting it down, breathing in and out. One more time, in and out. Congratulations, everyone. That's it for this workout. Feel free to fill out the form. Feel free to fill out the form down below if you have any feedback for me. If you don't like a certain exercise, if you do like one, please let me know. I can alter our workouts for you guys. Just let me know. And I hope to see you guys next week. Bye.